lovelies, it's Brianna. So today we are going to be doing the how I did my makeup in high school challenge. I mentioned in a video before that I didn't really wear makeup that much throughout high school from my sophomore year to my senior year. But my freshman year was when I really wore a lot of makeup, so we're going to kind of recreate that look today. So I'm going to start off with my hair, kind of add that in. So my thing for high school, the way I did my hair most of the time was I straightened it like it is now, and my part I think changed sides at one year, but for pretty much my part has always been like this. And I think there was a time where I had my part like all the way to this side, but this is mostly how it was. And I'm gonna look in the viewfinder to do this. So basically I would just take my bangs and just kind of gather them how I wanted, make sure that they laid in front like I wanted, and then bobby pin them back like that. So I would either wear it like that, or I would do essentially the same thing, except I would take a section of my bangs. Try to get this bobby pin open again. I would take a section of my bangs, kind of the same size, just like this, and I would kind of twist it and then push it back to the back, and then like push it forward to kind of give volume to it. And then I would pin it like so, and I normally would do 2 pins to keep it in place. I started high school, so my freshman year, in 2009. Oh no, it fell. Which I always thought I was pretty lucky for, to be able to remember when I went to school, because basically the year that I started school, the last number of that year was also the grade I was starting. So in this case, 2009 I started 9th grade, 2012 I started 12th grade, my senior year. So but yeah, I don't know, that's just time frame, I guess. I was a freshman in 2009. So that's how I would pin my hair back, and I would really, honestly, that's how I wore my hair like 90% of the time. If I didn't wear it like this, then I wore it in a ponytail, like high up, or sometimes I wore it in pigtails, like braided on the side, but really this was generally what I wore. So I couldn't find all of the products, like the exact products that I wore in high school. So I'm going to try to insert pictures somewhere, hopefully to let you know the exact ones I used, but I'm going to go ahead and use what I had on hand. So first things first was foundation. I always wore foundation, and the foundation that I wore was a CoverGirl foundation. They had this whole line, and I actually have the powder. They had this whole CoverGirl clean line, and they had it for normal skin, oily skin, dry skin, like that. I always went for oily skin. I did have really oily skin when I was a freshman. So this is what the powder looked like. I still have the powder, and I wore it in the lightest shade, which is Classic Ivory. Foundation was the same brand, same line. I just couldn't find it. They probably changed their stuff since then, because that's been a while. So I'm just going to put on this Wet n Wild foundation. It's basically the same color, and it's kind of the same consistency, because these foundations are pretty thick almost. And I put this on with my fingers. So I'm going to try to use my mirror instead of my viewfinder. But I would dot it all over my face. And then I would take my hands and I would rub it in. I did not, and I also had those square, like triangle little foundation sponges that I would use sometimes, but for the most part I wound up using my hand just because I found it to be easier. I was not good at makeup when I was in high school by any means, but this is how I did it, and I would layer it on thick. For today's purposes, because this foundation's a little bit thicker, I probably won't do as much as I did in high school, but I didn't really use a concealer that much. I mostly just used my foundation as my concealer, to be honest, and I layered it on. I put way too much foundation on. I should have never put this much foundation on ever. Gosh. And like doing this now, I have no idea how I did this with my hands, because this is incredibly difficult. Maybe I'm just spoiled now, but I definitely don't see how I did not prefer the little sponges, because it just seems like it's sticking to my hand really, and I'm having to rub really hard. So if I wasn't wearing foundation, because there did come times where I wouldn't put foundation on, if I wasn't wearing foundation, then I kind of kept it simple. I think during days like where I had gym and stuff, I wouldn't put foundation on just because, you know, I'd sweat it off. Okay, hold on one second. I grab a rag so I can wipe this off. So, that was my foundation. That's how it wore. It's actually looking a whole lot better on camera. Well, if I get closer, it'll focus more and you can see how terrible it looks. But, plus this foundation, honestly, the one I used was a lot smoother. This one's really not meant to be blended with your hand at all. But anyway, so after I put foundation on, I would go in with this CoverGirl powder, which I've kept the powder and I've bought it multiple times, just because it at the time was the only powder I could find that matched my skin. But I would take this powder and I would put it all over my face, which honestly I think helped convince me that the foundation didn't look that bad. But yeah, so I put this powder all over my face. And like I said, I didn't really use concealer that often. If I did use concealer, it was to cover up big spots, like big red spots, or sometimes I put it around my nose. Most of the time I didn't do concealer. So the other product that I had, which I'm not going to put on just because I don't have it, first of all, but I'm not going to try to recreate it just because most of the time I did not wear this. But one of my other big staples was this CoverGirl, and I'll try to find a picture of it. It was this CoverGirl eyeshadow palette, little, I think it had 4 colors in it. It might have been a quad palette. And they had this whole line and it was for your eye color, and I had green eyes, and I think I went with a hazel palette actually because I like the colors in that better. But it had like a very shimmery white shadow, it had a light shimmery taupe shadow, it had a chocolate brown, and then a very light shimmery green shadow. And it taught you how to do, like, you know, and it had that those awful sponge applicators, which I actually have. I don't ever use these, but these awful sponge applicators like this. And it told you where to put each shadow, but mostly I stuck to brown all over my eye, and then I would take the white shadow, the shimmery white shadow, and put it right in the inner corner. So that wasn't terrible, but on more occasions than not, I wouldn't put that on, so I'm not going to put that on today. One of the next products I was really into was the Revlon Brow Fantasy. Now, I bought this a year or so ago, and I could not find it anymore, so this is all gross and messed up, but I normally did not use this end. This end I didn't start using till recently, which is why it's all worn down. Recently as in like a year ago. And then I would take the other end, which is the color gel, which this is completely empty. This is how old this thing is. And I would like put the color gel over my brows to kind of hold my brows in place. I've never liked my brows, so that was one thing that I wanted to do. I don't wear brow gel anymore. That's not a thing for me. Now I just fill my brows in and I just leave them alone. But I would put this on, but like I said, it's completely empty. That's how old this thing is and how much I used it. But I wanted to show you guys what I did. So the next thing I would do would be my eyeliner, and honestly, I would use any eyeliner pencil I could find, any kind of cheap crayon. My favorites were the retractable ones, and they're kind of still my favorite. If we're talking about a crayon, it's still kind of my favorite, retractables. So this is the one I'm using now. I don't know what I used in high school exactly. I can guarantee you it was probably an NYC one or Wet n Wild one because those were the cheapest. But I would take my eyeliner and I would line my waterline all the way in, like this, on both eyes, obviously. And then I would take it and I would line my upper waterline. like that. This looks really bad. Oh, and my battery's died. It's okay, I'll finish real quick. I have another battery charging, so we'll switch out. But anyway, so that would be eyeliner. And then my main thing was mascara. And I love this mascara. It is my favorite mascara ever since high school. It's still my favorite mascara. It's the CoverGirl Lash Blast volume mascara. I use the waterproof one, and this one is in the color Very Black. It's the same mascara I used in high school. I swear, like, whenever I run out, this is my go-to because I love this one so much. And I would not curl my lashes. I would just apply as many coats of this as I needed to get like big lashes. Sorry, my battery died on me, and this one's probably gonna die on me too. Anyway, I'll finish this up real quick. So that's basically what I did. What I was saying before was one of my fondest memories was doing my makeup in the bathroom, fixing it, and one of the girls who, she was my friend, but we weren't like really close friends, she made a remark to me about how I was so good at doing my mascara, unlike those other girls, I could get it without clumping. And ever since then, like, well, not ever since then, but in high school, ever since that moment, like, I had this thing of like, I was just the best at doing mascara ever, but like literally this looks terrible. Like, not gonna lie, I don't know what possessed me to wear my makeup like this. It just looks really flat. I didn't really have to wear blush. Sorry about that. I never really had to wear blush because my cheeks get really red anyway, so I was like, I don't need to wear that. I hated wearing lipstick. The only thing I really would wear was chapstick, and that was also not very often. But yeah, so this is how I did my makeup in high school. I look terrible. Like, I just can't wait to go take this off. I still wear my hair like this, to be honest. It doesn't really bother me. I think my hair was fine. I think it was on an okay track with that. But, let me know, guys, down below, like, how'd you wear your makeup in high school? Are you still in high school? How do you wear your makeup now? Do you even wear makeup? Honestly, if I could give anything of advice from that, I would say, like, if you want to wear makeup, then do, but don't stress so much about it. Like, I stressed so much about makeup in high school my freshman year, and it was ridiculous because look at the result. Like, this was the result. This is what I stressed over, and it's so, like, it looks so bad, and I think I wasted way too much time and put too much pressure on myself about makeup when there's so many other things I could have done. You know, wear your makeup how you want to, look how you want to. If you don't want to wear makeup, don't wear makeup. Don't feel pressured into it. Like, honestly, it's not a big deal. And it's for you. So anyway, that's the only advice I can give. I'm gonna go ahead and go before my camera dies on me again. Anyway, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below in the subscription box. I hope you guys all have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day, and I will see you all next week. Bye.